The white man broke every law in the state and federal penal code system in order to establish every state in the United States.
I believe we live in the freest, fairest land in the history of the world.
Every day I get online, men are always complaining about black women, at least black men. Black women this, black women that. Our name just always in y'all mouth. Black women are submissive towards black men, how white women are submissive to white men. Well, because the white man is the slave master. The rest of the people are the slaves. Why would I submit to a slave? I don't submit to no slave. I submit to my slave master, which is the white man. But I would never submit to no slave, which is the black man. You supposed to submit just like me. Why would I be submissive towards you when you got somebody you need to be submissive towards too?
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for the descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome back once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. Unlike none other, often imitated by various names and stolen content and whatnot. It's funny how people get followers off of stolen content and then their followers actually talk to you like you're new. But nonetheless, from the home that brought you, closed until further notice, aka delineation, right here at the Beatzilla PDX official show. And this is how we're going to start today off. So welcome once again for tuning in to the midweek report. We know we have a lot of hate watchers out there, that will take content from certain content creators and go further their following with the content that they find right here. So shout out to all of you. Enjoy tonight's broadcast. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So with that being said, let me shout out everybody in the chat. Please like and share as you are coming into this broadcast. Please like and share. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, you can do so now by way of hitting the subscribe button, and also you can join as well if you would like to. That's where some members only content is. Mostly my musical stuff is there. So but like I said, as I get the compiled thing put together, I will put that, I will air it, but of course, hate journalism jockers to you. Yes, indeed. Oh man. But like I said, as I get, I will be airing some of the music stuff that's been going on as well. Some stuff from the studio and so forth, and performances and rehearsals and all that good stuff. All the things that go into the making of a actual record. And we're also behind it doing a documentary that goes along with it. Because not a few years ago, about a decade back now, a few of our bandmates were in a documentary about funk. And so if you ever seen that documentary that's based on funk music, a lot of the musicians in that documentary are part of this band. So yeah, we really do this. I know some people are confused because they just hopped on Twitter last year. So the rest of all of these decades of people's living and experience hasn't shown up on Twitter. So they just don't believe it exists. But, that's neither here nor there. So with that being said, one who cares, greetings, mods and chat. Reginald Jeter, what is going on, brother? Maxwell Jenkins in the house. Welcome, welcome. Blueberry Muffins in the house. Good evening, family. Black First. Lamar West in the house. What is going on? Film animation art. Black First. Yes, indeed. Of course, Tia to you in the house. And thank you. I didn't get a chance to respond to your email earlier, but I did get it. Thank you. Blueberry Muffin said the shit is deep. Isn't it? Isn't it? Lord. Yeah, hate journalism jockers. Ain't that something? My member, dark-skinned brother in the house. Charlotte, my brother. Deneen Soul in the house. Welcome, welcome. So we are all the way from the east to the west right now. Project Leroy in the house. I believe we got the ATL in the house now. Vintage clothing apparel. What is good? What's going on? All right. So, we have some things to talk about, of course. We're going to keep it very simple since some of the people that we have to address are simple. So, this being the case, y'all seen, and shout out to, I believe one of my subscribers, one of my moderators actually did speak at the at the Reparations Task Force, by the way. So shout out to Black Voltron Reloaded. And if my eyes didn't deceive me, I believe I also saw Connie in the building. I believe I saw Connie Collins in the building. So shout out Connie Collins. So, I know people, hey, well, worry about this and worry about that. Yeah. That sounds nice. But here's the thing about media. Media is about what you cover. I know some of y'all don't really understand that concept because you spend all your time at Twitter Spaces. But for all intents and purposes, when you actually create content, it requires research. Because if I just sat up here and made jokes about talking about people all day, then really what would this broadcast be? Just, when you get around enough dummies in a circle, they start believing they're all smart. So you say, hey, just kind of leave it what it is. But this is how I see it.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
We got to hit it early today, family. Because we saw too much this week. We saw way too much this week. And I look at things with a little deeper perspective, which I guess obviously people didn't realize that before they jumped out the window. So it does beg to say, how is it that you can get so many negative people in one group that can only focus on negativity? I'm talking about if positivity was air, they would suffocate on purpose. The most toxic situation I have seen in a long time. In 1 year, every bridge that they have touched, they've burned. Every bridge they have touched, they have burned. But now it's left Twitter, and it's ran into the real world where it will affect the likes of me and you. Now, I guess if this came off in a positive way, to which I've heard some of them say they believe that was positive, and we'll get to that. Truth of the matter is, though, that really wasn't my big issue about what I saw. Because again, you can just look at that and say, well, he's an idiot. But there was something else that happened there. And I want to pay attention a little more to that. I know these people thought this was their big moment. You're not really that relevant. And everything that you have to your claim to fame, you've already bit that hand that fed you. So the fact that and one of the funniest things I just read online is that, I spend a lot of my time on YouTube talking about this particular group. Are you kidding? To talk about what? Who you all fighting with this week? Anybody can tune into Twitter Space for that. Jesus. Oh my God. And then the fake tough shit. Now this ain't to stop it. My God. But see, there's something I want to point out to y'all. Do you know that you have down, like, supposed militant-minded coons? Do you understand the psyche of that type of individual? Y'all remember that lady that we played a few weeks back that was telling on Dr. Martin Luther King and lying on him and sent out to make certain situations up? But see, there's the thing. She was rocking with Dr. King for almost a decade. But these little dum-dums been rocking together for a month and ready to die on the hill for a person they met on Twitter. When I say your judgment stinks, yikes. Ooh-wee. And I have to talk about you. Brother Sage in the house. What is going on, my brother? Cyberdyne 100 in the house. Welcome, welcome. Sick, trifling toxicity. Mm. You were on to something, Blueberry Muffin? Sick, trifling toxicity. Damn, that is the perfect way to describe that situation. How else do you find so much chaotic behavior and nothing positive is coming about it? You allowed one good event to mask a whole year of bullshit. And this is the type of group that people say, hey, man, maybe we can all just work together and get along and nothing's, man, no. You better know a problem when you see one. Shout out Black Voltron in the house. Shout out my brother, man. And I'm going to play your piece as well, brother. So shout out to you. And I believe there is another subscriber of mine that was also there. So if I see that young lady show up in the chat, I will most definitely want to give you your flowers. So yeah, y'all give Black Voltron Reloaded a big B1 salute in the chat, family, because that brother came through and gave it what it needed to be. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get that up in here. Let me go. Let's show you our brother. And what's so funny is this brother had to come right behind the bullshit. See, this is the thing. When you got real solid individuals that are right there, and that's the person that needs to be speaking, they getting their time dwindled down for this nonsense. And then, get upset. Hey, man, how y'all gonna call that nonsense, man? I don't understand, man. Come on, baby. You only get so many seconds. So many doggone seconds, man. So let's go ahead and celebrate our brother, man. Celebrate our brother Black Voltron Reloaded off up in here right now. Salute to you, brother.
California, born and raised, town business in the building. I just want to come here as a representative of the Clark family, second generation skilled tradesman, elevator escalator worker, mechanic, and I just want to bring the focus back to why we're having this reparation task force. The whole purpose is because us, descendants of slaves, foundational Black Americans, were purposely and deliberately attacked at our land, our people. We were stolen, destroyed, and killed. The whole purpose of this is to bring our families the proper reparations we need, and that's a check from the Franchise Tax Board, number one, with all the rest of the parts of reparation. I want to thank you for the time and appreciate you for hearing me now. And please, I know you guys are stressed out, probably being attacked by white supremacists. I can't even imagine. But please, you are on the precipice of doing the right thing for not only for foundational Black Americans here in California,
Thank
but
you.
for all of us in the
Thank you,
United
sir.
States of America. Thank you.
All right, next speaker. Thank you very much.
Once again, brother, man, salute, double honors to you, Black Voltron Reloaded. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And speaking of task force, well, there was a meeting here that happened yesterday. And so let me speak on that because I know a lot of idiots are out here thinking that, oh, well, man, you ain't there and you ain't show up for this and you ain't show up for that. Let me tell you something. Something that went on here. We've been talking about Senate Bill 619. We've spoke about that right here on this broadcast. Family, I don't know how. Now, thanks to internet beefing, something eked out. And I'm talking about thanks to internet beefing, it eked out what they did because they announced it completely different here yesterday. So they had a process. Matter of fact, prime example, my drummer was playing at that affair. But see, how they did it was this. So if you look at the paperwork to where they set it up, it's like, okay, this is about computer safety or something and benefits for the elderly. They sandwiched this in. And then while you're reading under the bill 619, which is actually a reparation, one of the first words you should have saw was reparations. That's not even there. So it's just talking about something unrelated to the bill. It is really weird what they did here. Secondly, the news mentioned nothing of that part of the conversation that they were having. But my drummer just so happened to be there. And they actually were under the impression that the only thing they were there for was honoring Black organ musicians. So for all of you that think, oh man, you guys are doing it, man, you finding it. Look, we found out how things actually went down with the extra element that we needed to know. Okay, this is how it's going down. So they have all of these people who are tied to these different groups. These are the people who got informed. They didn't tell nobody up here. So you got people I'm seeing people from Central and Southeast Oregon. Family. Oh, you best believe they pulled the tricky business up here. But thanks to internet beefing, we was able to put the one to the two. So yeah, thanks. Because now it makes sense. Now I see exactly what the problem was. Got it. Sulfur, tungsten. Oh, Tasha Peters in the building. What's going on, my sister? I see you. Yes, indeed. Man, and like I said, this brother, Black Voltron, is sitting in here right behind. So he's going to show up in the video I'll play a little later. I can see your face, bro. I can see your face. Oh man, I'm scanning the room just to see how people is reacting to what they're hearing, because you got people in the room. Not everybody is paying attention all the time because that's 8 hours. So I get it. But yo, what's funny about that is to hear somebody come up there and tell the Black woman chair that she should resign while you got a whole Japanese man over here and a Jamaican. Although the Jamaican actually voted for lineage-based reparations. But I mean, it just amazes me how y'all let Cheryl Grills fly. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. When people get fixated, that's funny though. I've been saying this for the last year. Just notice who won't go after the white man. They had an old damn Japanese man sitting on their damn panel. Yeah, you an imposter. But no smoke. But no smoke for the Japanese man. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, shout out to y'all also for once again proving that, yes, I have went to jail and I went to prison for shooting a white supremacist. Thanks. I actually wish you would have done that one sooner. and then out of all things, man, look at this mugshot. He looked like a pimp. Woo, what an insult. Wow. Man, you guys just burning it up, ain't you? And you already know what type of dudes you dealing with that says, oh man, he looked like a pimp. You already know what type of dude that is. Come on. Come on. I mean, any dude say something like that, man, look at it hurt. Look, man, look. See? Look at him. You already know. Cause man, he got no smoke for these dudes. He just got smoke for the women. I guess you totally missed out the fact that I called out these other two idiots and all the other ones, and I keep calling them stupid. But y'all just overlook all of that because this is what y'all really is. So, oh, come on now. Let me just jump out here and jump out the window for it because, I think that she is thick. Why don't y'all just shoot your shot? Y'all need to shoot your shot. Shoot your shot at your mama over there. You got grandma and you got mama over there. Shoot your shot at mama. Shit, that must be what y'all want to do because the way that y'all doing that whole ass mess, trying to sit up here and a conversation that I have with another individual, which is actually allegedly intelligent conversation, which is partly my problem with this individual. Because she sits around all of these other dum-dums, knowing how stupid they are, but then won't take no responsibility for all the stupid shit they'll do. To me, that looks funny style. But I know how smart people are. And, shout out to the veterans. Thank you for your service. Because, it got to be a hard thing to actually go against that oath. So I do understand. I just wish other people would. But, hey, that's neither here nor there for me. But shout out to you. And again, thank you for the information because I was able to put 1 to the 2. Thanks. Ooh. Well, watch the moisture content. Facts. Because, see, look, bro, this is the thing. They over here sitting up here acting like somebody's calling people out. And no. Yo, this shit was stupid. You went up there and opened your mouth like a moron in front of actual individuals that can do real things for you. Uh-oh. Blueberry muffin. You hitting on it because most veteran women are what? So yeah, I understand. But I mean, you better go check. Beatzilla might be off limits over there at Bathsheba. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just talking. What do I know? Secure the Greek. And them little dummies don't even know shit. That is just hilarious to me. I'm looking at West Coast, East, ES, East Coast, ES. It makes total sense to me. And then you actually got one right under you, talking about 1 drop of blood, and then you in. When y'all gonna tell them? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just messing up your whole program, but you please don't come for me again. Don't. I know I'm talking over the dummies' heads, but they know what I'm saying. They know what I'm saying. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Some stuff is just way over people's pay grade, but they really believe they on the level of understanding. And it's like, yeah, okay. That's what you thought it was. All right. So let me show y'all something. Again, we're still talking about Portland. So let me talk about this Portland thing real quick. Because somebody asked me and they tagged me and they deal with that weird conservative dude. This dude got like 500,000 something subscribers, but I guess this was their attempt at trying to besmirch Portland, because they still come out with this thing like all the riots were here were done by black folks. No, it was done by white folks. All of this was done by white people. So when they try to say, but it was behind, of course, the George Floyd protests, but it was absolutely a bunch of non-black people tearing up stuff. Now that, the BLM siphoning money has went away, just like Seattle, Blueberry Muffin, absolutely. Dark-skinned brother, thank you for the super sticker, brother. Appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Thank you so much. Always appreciate it. But they try to make it seem like, oh, all this crime here and crime there, and this escalation in crime. Well, truth be told, there has been a reduction of gun violence in my city, so much so that they can't even figure out how it happened. Which it's kind of funny that that's actually a question. But that's, See, this is content bringing, fellas and ladies. See how you bring content? You actually talk about something. See? And oh, by the way, when you say self-proclaimed new black media household, boy, when you talk about people that just like say things that they don't know anything about, and then be like, we're clout chasing off of them. Family. That's exactly why. See, when you are a creator, you could do things. And you could create things. You can even create words. You can create words with their own definitions. Just like Cloudtopia. See, again, in Cloudtopia, in some cases, large groups can provide a place for people who aren't normally interesting to most people. I think that's pretty fitting. And when the space provides same said person with the mic, they can easily fall into the pitfalls of Cloudtopia, where anyone who is a great overtalker while being a bad listener can be passed off as wise, because the spirit of wisdom clearly took a pass on all of them. Try. Now pat yourself on the back. Oh, that's right. Got it. Woo. Peace to Thelma Hopkins from Good Time. From Give Me a Break. Peace to Jimmy Walker. Jesus. It's killing me. Shout out Blueberry Muffin. Blueberry Muffin has become a member of this channel. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Welcome. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, Blueberry Muffin. My I-5 sister. Yes, indeed. Tribe Called Quest. So let me tell you something. Y'all, as y'all might have heard, even the governor of Texas has recently tried to mention Portland. Tory and Rain Reloaded, what is going on, my brother? So they're talking about Walmart. Walmart's closing stores in Portland. It's going to cost so many jobs and blah, blah. When I first heard people talking about it, because I was like, well, no, I heard it with my coffee this morning. I could have sworn they said they were just closing the 2 Portland stores. Which, hey, see, when people don't understand how certain local governments work, and then they just start seeing something on the internet and start talking, that's pretty much what happened with this. And it's almost like, man, a lot of these people there's more people that move like certain groups than not. And in this case, the right-wing media and even the governor of Texas is looking like Twitter dummies. Hey, this is what this must be, because this is what Twitter tells me it is. Yee, Jesus Christ. So let me enlighten you, family, on what's going on here in the city of Portland. Number one, Walmart is no big factor. This is one of those places where they actually kind of shun big box stores. So if you didn't know, let's see, we have the most organic stores that I could think of. Probably more than any city that any of you live in, I would have to say. I'm right down the street from a produce stand, so I can get organic vegetables in walking distance. I go to the store, huge organic section. I go across the street from a Safeway. There's a new Seasons across the street. Oh yeah, not even Seattle. Yeah. Nobody is messing with Portland. Nobody. You want organic food? Come to the city. And as far as Walmart, like in Seattle, I think you probably got less Walmarts up in Washington than we do, because them things is spread way out. Like out here, Fred Meyer's is whooping Walmart's ass. I don't know what y'all think is out here, but okay, we have Safeway or Ralph's or Vons or whatever you're saying, wherever you're at. We got Fred Meyer's, which is the Kroger brand stores, but Fred Meyer and Kroger out here are together. Thank you. And so when you have these big box stores coming out here, these people do not respect that. The reason why Costco does well out here is because it's a Northwest business. Some of y'all might not have known that, but Costco is originally from Washington. So that's different. Maxwell said we have Fred Meyer's and QFC in Seattle. Absolutely. What you need to go to Walmart for? Unless you just like Kirkland. Yeah. I went to the Walmart and I think that was Kirkland. That's the one not too far from the mall, right? I believe that's where we went when we was up there, because we stayed not too far from the mall. Because parking in Seattle is a beast. I'm like, you probably I am not paying to stay in the hotel that I'm giving you this money to be in this hotel, and I still got to pay for parking. I ain't with that. Nope. We'll be staying a little south of Seattle, because I'm getting the closest thing that we can get free parking. We have Rulers also owned by Kroger. Got it. Yeah, Kirkland, Washington. That's where Costco is originally from. Yep. Federal Way. There it is. That's where we was at. And so in Walmart's situation here, there's a tax that they're trying to avoid paying. And those 2 stores that they're closing, number one of them is in a industrial area. Like, it's completely an industrial. There's no residences around there. So everybody that goes there is driving there. There's like one bus that goes around there. Let's see. And then the other one which is, it's not too far from a Winco. And then there's another Walmart, maybe 10 minutes drive away from this particular Walmart. And if I was going to Walmart in this city, I'm going to go to the one that's down the way, not the closest one, because that one is janky. So this is the reason why these stores are closing. They have been sucking and underperforming for years before the pandemic. However, the right-wing media has gotten a hold of this story and wanted to make it about theft, because there's not a lot of crime happening here by way of black people. So you have to manufacture crime and ideas of crime. So this is the notion that this place is so woke, which means so black, that even Walmart has to close its doors and leave. Well, family, there's an interesting little story that happened about, I'm sure if it happened here, then it's probably happening in multiple places. Check this out.
That's a total amount of money that 34-year-old April Fern-Snogoski embezzled from Moscow's Walmart during her 5 years as their asset protection specialist. April faces up to 20 years in federal prison with one count of wire fraud in the Idaho District Court for devising a scheme to obtain money by means of false and fraudulent pretenses. Officials say that from at least October 2018 through June 2020, April had created fake shifts for employees on sabbatical and stole over $72,000 from Walmart with those fake shifts. April also stole an additional $50,000 by overpaying herself. April pled guilty last week and was released pending sentencing. Chief U.S. Magistrate Judge Raymond E. Patrico oversaw the hearing and ruled that the defendant is not likely to flee or pose a danger to the safety of any other person or the community if released. According to court documents, April spent the money on personal expenses, using other employees' Money Network accounts to transfer thousands of dollars to her personal Chase account. Her downfall was one of those employees receiving a W-2 tax form which identified unexplainably higher earnings. On top of prison time, April faces supervised release of 3 years, a maximum fine of $250,000, as well as paying Walmart the full amount she stole for a potential grand total of over $370,000. Moscow's Walmart declined to interview but provided me with a media relations number. This number allows the caller to identify as media, a student, a customer, or a Walmart associate. When I identified as a student, an automated recording said,
"Due to overwhelming demand for information, we are unable to participate in academic projects.
Wow.
Please visit our website at corporate.walmart.com for any information that is publicly available. Thank you for calling.
Wow.
Goodbye."
Jury trial is set for April 10th of this year at 1:30 p.m. With Murrow News 8, I'm Danny Flynn.
Okay. So now y'all hearing this story. This is from one state over. Just one state over. But let's see how they're reporting it here.
Is pulling its last 2 stores out of Portland, and the move is.
Now let me go back. Did you see the first what it says? Crime alert.
Meantime, last week, Fox 12 told you that Walmart is pulling its last 2 stores out of Portland, and the move is now getting national attention. Yesterday, Governor Greg Abbott tweeted about it, saying in part, quote, "This is what happens when cities refuse to enforce the rule of law. It allows the mob to take over."
Family, this literally has nothing to do with any kind of crime. This is about an underperforming store. So do you see what they're doing? They are literally making an entire story and a narrative that doesn't even exist. And Walmart themselves, admittedly, is saying, no, this is a financial thing. This store has been underperforming for a while. And the biggest thing about the financial thing, we have this new tax going on, and they would be hit very hard if they do not move those stores or close them out of the city. So it's a financial thing. But these people are making it about, oh man, it's the crime and woke. Black folks ain't got nothing to do with Walmart leaving or closing these 2 stores. And Walmart's not leaving Oregon. Walmart is not leaving Oregon. Let me repeat that. Walmart is by no means leaving Oregon. Are you kidding? That would be, they would lose so much money doing that. They ain't leaving the Northwest. Got your mind. No. But see where that location is, it's in a location to where once stood a mall. The mall went out of business. Long before malls were going out of business. That's just not a thriving business area because the general the general income over there is like retirement. Low income, so you're dealing with it's Walmart stuck in the center of a poverty zone. Here's the problem that they also have. We have one of the nation's best transit system. We beat out New York. You understand me? We have the nation's top transit system. Here, try Met. So, I mean, hell, all of our buses is handicap accessible, all of that. So it's just not about crime. It's about that no one's dealing with your business. Simple.
Businesses can't operate in that environment and people can't live in it. Even though Walmart told Fox 12 last week there is no single reason for closing down the store, Fox 12's Connor McCarthy spoke with a business owner who says rampant crime sealed Walmart's fate and has reaction from a city commissioner.
Now, again, listen to what they're doing. Okay, prime example. This is when you're trying to force a narrative, and you can see they're trying to force a narrative. Walmart keeps saying it has nothing to do with crime. Why wouldn't they admit it was crime if it was actually crime? Because isn't Walmart benefiting from that? If Walmart needed more police presence to boost business, I think they would have done that. But remember, Walmart is a place that only black folks get followed all the damn time. Black folks have gotten discriminated against. Remember, it's here. Shout out Michael to have a successful lawsuit against Walmart. So yeah, shout out to the Mangums. People I've known my entire life. Guy went out there and yeah, this happens out here and got straight sued and he won. So yes. So Walmart has not been doing the best in the PR department. So now you're trying to make it seem the woke and it's what the hell does the Texas governor know about why a store is closing in Portland? So be careful about people with their fake propaganda and outrage like this, because this is absolute crap.
Tonight.
Well, Riel, businesses that I spoke with here on Southeast 82nd Avenue say that crime is dictating the future of this neighborhood. And when business owners heard that Walmart was closing, even though the company says for financial reasons, they interpreted that as an increased crime like shoplifting. It's a neighborhood in Southeast Portland that business owner Daryl Hansen says has seen better days.
The whole 82nd has changed, in the last 20 years, especially the last 10 years. It's really gone down here in 5 years. Each year it keeps going down and down and down. More crime, more garbage, more homeless people, more drugs, and nobody wants to help.
Daryl has owned and worked out of his money.
Let me explain something. The reason why nobody wants to help is because nobody can admit what the problem really is. No black folks to blame. So you just, man, we're so confused. I don't know what's going on, man. We don't have any black people to blame. Yeah, because it's a bunch of junky white people. That's why your neighborhood looks that way, sir. A bunch of your own fentanyl addicts. Heroin addicts, meth addicts, all up and down that area. Them's yo people, brother. Yeah, we ain't over there. All the places that y'all talking about, that's the places that we're not. I don't know what's going on. I just, the crime and crime and crime. So you're trying to, it was two black guys, family. Those two black guys, those two black guys. The mysterious two black guys that almost robbed someone. But he's not the only one. There's another one. Listen to this.
Muffler shop on Southeast 82nd Avenue near the Eastport Plaza for nearly 40 years. Hearing Walmart is pulling out of his neighborhood a few blocks away isn't a shock to him.
It hurts his community right here when they leave. A lot of people depended on that story.
He blames Walmart's exit on the out-of-control crime in the area. He says he's watched businesses close and friends leave Southeast 82nd Avenue for similar reasons.
I have a lot of friends. I've had friends I deal with before. They said, no, we're leaving Portland. They've left. And that's what Walmart, they left.
The Eastport Plaza sits in the neighborhood, and according
they have
to
not lost.
Data,
they haven't
January
left, dude.
2022 and 2023, there were 147 burglaries, 634 personal property thefts, 424 car thefts, 53 robberies, and 3 stolen property offenses. Keep in mind, this.
Are you paying attention to what they're doing right here? Again, Walmart has explicitly said it is not about crime. This is a financial situation. This is in the crime report, though. So they went over there just to make all of this about crime, and basically Walmart's not complying. Hey, let's go with this crime narrative. Why ain't you guys just, we could just easily push this on the blacks that aren't anywhere in the vicinity. But, we could do it, though. Jeez, man. It's so funny watching all of these people. I'm looking at my my Twitter, looking at the jilted, attentionless. It's interesting out here. That's all I can say. But there was a person that put some fact checking on Twitter about this story. Now look at what you see on the screen. This is how they are trying to frame this. And so this is my local news. This is local news. Not Texas news, but they talking about Gregory Abbott. Oh, ain't that his name? Whatever the hell his name is. Governor Abbott. Gregory Abbott. Ain't that the singer? No. I've been missing you. Oh, let's see. This brother, this white guy says, this is Evan Watson News. He said, let's talk real quick about the Walmart closures in Portland, Oregon. Announcement, let's see. Oh, yeah, Texas Governor Abbott and Mayor Wheeler discourse. I don't know why they're talking because this has nothing. See, now you should wonder, why would there ever be a discourse between our liberal Democratic mayor, Ted Wheeler, and ultra right-wing conservative governor Abbott from Texas? What have they got in common? Oh, yeah, the one thing that one particular group never talks about. Oh, they're both white. You know how we actually address that here. You understand? And this is YouTube. That's funny. Y'all could be on Twitter and still not address them. Anyway, first, what happened? About 2 weeks ago, Walmart announced closure of 2 Portland stores. Our story's headlines, Walmart to close Delta Park and Eastport stores before changing to the people's affected 580. Okay, I see. So what he is saying, that the media is changing the narrative of the story real time. So Walmart comes out, Walmart to close Delta Park and Eastport stores, and then they switch the headline for the same story. 580 Walmart workers impacted. Okay. Other Portland news organizations shared a similar focus. OPP. 2 Portland Walmarts to close, eliminating 580 jobs. Important note, these are the only 2 Walmarts located within the Portland city limits, though there are 17 other stores in the PDX Vancouver metro area. 17. So they're crying about 2 stores. This is nothing like, this happens all the time in every major city. It's nothing new. It goes on to see, the local Fox affiliate used different framing for its headline, all Portland Walmart stores to close in late March. So you see that headline, and when somebody tagged me in Twitter, doofus, Portland does not mean the state of Oregon. Let me say that one more time for the short bus. Portland, which there's only 2 stores in city limits, does not equal the entire state, which I believe is the 5th largest state in the United States, of Oregon. Boy, these folks. Ooh-wee. Well, they have been cutting IQ requirements for a lot of things these days, have they not? Oh, let's see. Let's go on there. Here's another one. He said, Walmart said the decision to close these stores was primarily financial. Unfortunately, some do not mean or meet our financial expectations, but also based on other factors like population, customer needs, and proximity of other stores. See, again, what did I say about Portland? Portland is a city to where we usually have our own, there's so much local organic stuff going on here that going to Walmart, nobody would go to Walmart here for groceries. Nobody does that here. Like nobody is, if you're getting like there will be people that do get their meat from Winco. I wouldn't advise doing it. But if you do, like anybody here, you're at Fred Meyer, New Season, Natural Grocers, Whole Food. I'm forgetting one. But Safeway, Albertsons, Fred Meyer, QFC, all the meat markets. Let's see. All the produce stands. Oh, all the fish markets. You can get it all here. I mean, yeah. And if you ain't really had salmon until you had salmon from the Pacific Northwest in the first place. We don't eat Atlantic salmon out here. Let me tell you that. Valley Ray in the house, what's going on, brother? Gardner's Meats Market. Yes, indeed. Man, I got Gardner's sausages on the stove right now. Literally. Right now. Pike's Place Market. You know what, Blueberry Muffin? I got to tell you, that stuff was way overpriced for me. I'm like, I'm from Portland. And we got all this fish in the city. Like, I ain't coming up here. I do get the novelty of Pike Place, but paying $12.90 or $14.99 a pound for snapper? Are you out your mind? For rockfish up there? This came from Portland. This fish came from Oregon. I ain't paying for no home fish. Nuh-uh. No. I seen that. I was like, damn, y'all paying this much for rockfish up here? Hell no. Y'all better come down to Portland and stock up. Get that $6.99 a pound. Sometimes on sale for $4.99 a pound. Now, if you getting the $4.99 a pound, you gonna have to pluck out them extra bones. Because they don't debone the $4.99 shit that good. But, you know. For those of us Pacific Northwest fish eaters, we know what we talking about. And we always have steelhead on sale as well. So if y'all want your fish, y'all better come out here. Oh, you change your life. We will change your life. This goes on to say, but wait, that was weeks ago. Why is this a thing now? Well, about 3 days ago, Fox National picked up the story. So did the Sun and the New York Post. And you already know how the New York Post gets down. Yahoo and local TV station affiliate KPTV. Check. The Fox Business story first credits KPTV for the financial reasons for closing. It later credits KGW News for context about 17 other Walmart stores in the PDX Vancouver metropolitan area and 580 workers impacted. But how many people read beyond the headlines? I wouldn't think so many. Let's see. I want to go back because we already talked about. Okay, there we go. So we already talked about Abbott, but here's what also happened. A day later, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler takes his chance to fire back at Governor Abbott. He acknowledges the framing that's grown along with his story's development that retail theft is to blame, but points out stores in Texas are closing too. Well, Wheeler is on to something, and it is simple. In mid-February, Walmart said that it would close 3 of its 17 tech hubs around the world. One is in Portland, another is in Austin, Texas. So Wheeler and Abbott can lament together here. They're both impacted. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that and just show you what they were doing here locally. And you see, this has nothing to do with all of this crime that they're over here. And why are they saying that? Because they're trying to attribute it to being woke, aka me and black. So yeah, just so for the person that and the people that was asking me about Walmart, I have now officially covered the Walmart piece. There you go. Now, also, real quick, did y'all know that y'all heard about this Robert Murdaugh trial, right? The corrupt lawyer from Florida that murked out his family and whatnot. Well, as it appears, while he was talking to investigators about possible suspects, he, of course, now he's been found guilty of doing it, but he offered a certain theory about what happened to his family. Let's check that out.
He told Paul a story the other day about how when he was in high school, he got in a fight with some black guys. And the FBI undercover team observed him fighting those guys and put him on an undercover team with 3 Navy SEALs. And that their job was to kill radical Black Panthers. And they did that from Myrtle Beach to Savannah. Now, I really don't think this guy, is probably the person, but that's just so friggin'.
Yeah, that's kind of far-fetched story.
It's weird, but he was off today.
Okay.
He took his daddy to the doctor.
What's his name?
CB Rowe.
He really tried it, didn't he? He really tried it, didn't he? Man, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, a little far-fetched. He's been fighting with and they saw how he was fighting these black dudes. He's, he's a real big black dude. Big black and murdering machine. Meantime, we got coons out here talking
We live in the freest, fairest land in the history of the world.
They really trying to talk about Tim Scott running too. So, keep an eye on that. That's another thing that we do here at the New Black Media. We actually inform you of things that will come down the pike. So there's been a few of us that have predicted things that would happen, and they have happened. So I think there's various members of the New Black Media, of these voices, that can say, hey, we called something out early, and it absolutely manifested. Well, let me see here something. Where we at? Let's talk about the other part. Let's see. Oh, real quick. Before I do that, let me show you this. So Atlanta got a lot going on right now as well. And with this Cop City thing, I'm looking at this the conflict going on in Atlanta as like, oh, so the people who were in Portland all that time for all of them 100 plus days, you guys found them new work. You found them some new work. So now they down there in Georgia. And if you've seen the mugshots of the people, family, I'm just saying, if you go look at these mugshots and then start comparing and seeing were any of these people in any of these other protests. Because I'm looking at a lot, talking about a terrorist conspiracy. I'm like, a lot of them faces look familiar. At least a portion of them look familiar to me, of faces I have seen in connection with arrests that happened here due to the George Floyd protest. So, I don't know. Y'all might want to keep an eye on this Cop City thing in Atlanta or Georgia, because this ain't no good. But they I don't know, man. The Georgia Guidestones got blew up. This is something to worry about and to stay absolutely in tune to.
Another day of violence outside the police training facility that led to the arrests of almost 24 anti-Cop City protesters. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Anti-Cop City protesters.
First at 4, we learning new details in Sunday's riot at the site of Atlanta Public Training Facility. Authorities have charged 23 people who they describe as agitators with domestic terrorism. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live at the DeKalb County Jail tonight. He's newest.
Christine, police call this a very violent, coordinated attack against law enforcement. 35 were detained at the site last night. Of those, 23 arrested. We learned today that most of them live out of state.
These 23 men and women now charged with domestic terrorism are behind bars in the DeKalb County Jail. Only 2 are from Georgia. According to authorities, the majority arrested were from out of state, with some traveling from France and Canada. Police say the agitators carried out a coordinated attack on officers Sunday afternoon.
This was a very violent attack that occurred this evening. Very violent attack. And this wasn't about a public safety training center. This was about anarchy, and this was about the attempt to destabilize.
Chaos.
But here, once again, family, hey, those are your folks. And again, for those that have nothing but time on their hands to talk about other Black people, hey, this is what we do. We actually combat white supremacy, breaking it down. We don't ignore it. And then when we have the little plants, because again, look at this. They're all dressed in their black. What do you think they represent? What do you think that represents? They're all uniformed in their same color. And again, it's representing something. And I know a lot of y'all are slow, but one of the reasons why they're in black, and I'm not talking to my audience, I'm talking about to the extra watchers that are watching now that, don't leave likes. But these people are wearing black because it is like standing in for black people. So then down the line, they'll just start more. Notice how the language, it went from, crime to woke. And now it's crime and terror. But it's not an anti-cop. So you're getting a whole anti-cop terroristic conversation going on with the absence of the black people who've been looking for police accountability. Do you see what's happening? See, this is the type of deciphering and disseminating information that goes on here at the New Black Media. Shout out to everybody that pays attention.
Erupted when dozens of violent agitators, using the cover of a peaceful protest of the project they've dubbed Cop City, left the nearby South River Music Festival, donned black clothing, and entered the construction site of the future public safety training facility. Atlanta police released video of the violence unleashed by protesters. They hurled large rocks, bricks, fireworks, and Molotov cocktails at officers, vandalized construction equipment, and set vehicles on fire. Atlanta police, assisted by numerous agencies, fanned out into the woods and detained 35 people. On Monday, police announced they charged 23 of those detained with domestic terrorism. State Attorney General Chris Carr commented on the arrests during a news interview, saying those arrested are part of a national network, an international group of people that are organized and coming to Georgia to undermine plans to build the controversial center.
Actions such as this will not be tolerated. When you attack law enforcement officers, when you damage equipment, you are breaking the law.
Now, no officers or rioters were injured during the incident. We are told that the suspects are due in court tomorrow, and we learned late this afternoon that the FBI is also investigating whether those involved may have violated federal law. In DeKalb County, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
All right, thanks so much, Deidre.
Okay. All right, come on now. All right. Well, charged them with domestic terrorism. Now, understanding this is, ain't this Fannie Willis's area? What's going on? Yeah, ain't this Fannie Willis's area? So I guess we could stay tuned to see how far she elects to prosecute. I mean, because looking at it, you're describing a network. That sounds like conspiracy. So is Fannie Willis going to put RICO charges on all of these domestic terrorists that you just saw, which very few are us, if any? We're going to see the same for domestic terrorists as we would see for rappers? I'm just wondering, because ain't DeKalb County Fannie Willis's area? I'm just asking. Wow, boy, you use some lyrics and this and that, and it ain't gonna land well. Well, here's a whole network. It's a RICO case falling in your lap out the sky. We gonna pick it up? This is my point. You see, we got these black folks that can talk real solid and that, and I'm this and that, and I'll cuss them out, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But when it come down time to bucking that government for real, their eyes are set on another black person. One drop of blood and then you ain't even gotta be a free man. Tribe. Woo! Boy. Y'all better know the company you keep. What's ES? Oh, nothing. You didn't know that about most of them service women, did you, brother? Yeah, let me tell you something. Yikes. While y'all worrying about broke Hogan, y'all over here with one too. You dummies. Lord. I mean, hey, man, like I said, and I've said it long ago. If you hang with certain people, like
every time I have always played the fool.
Give that validity, you will be embarrassed. So with that, let me just offer up the truth. And that is simple that, hey, man, we have to tighten up and get repper fakers, as my brother Black Alpha Network says. We need to get the repper fakers out the paint. And I know people be liking folks and whatnot, but this is the empowerment for real. Not fake empowerment. Do one thing, pat yourself on the back for the rest of the year and say, oh, I've done something. And for those of you who are so new that believe everything political will always be played out before your face all the time, you telegraph your immaturity politically. But one thing you definitely do is give away the fact that you should not be trusted. Like these niggas. Why Jesse Jackson? Somebody said in my timeline, he looked like Weekend at Bernie's. Why that dude look like he dead? Now he did actually have an interview after that, so he wasn't dead. But he had an interview with with Al Sharpton afterwards. Shout out to my brother Black Star TV 2.0, because he did a little piece of that. And family, if you listen to Al Sharpton's interview with Jesse Jackson, I'm trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about. Number one, I can't really understand him, and he's just rambling. That's how I'm saying. You know, you see, I'm now, you know what I'm saying, man. And he's just literally just doing it. It's like, why y'all keep putting this dude out there like that? Y'all need to cut that out. Y'all need to start willing that man out there like that, man. Y'all are using that man. But, you know, hey, some people take that oath of a free man. That shit is hilarious. That shit is hilarious. Oh, man. But see, you got to understand, they know how to attack folk. So although people are attached to things like this, they have to come in spaces like this and fake the funk and perpetrate. And, you know, for some folks, talking loud and doing a whole bunch of old bullying cussing, you know, when you do that, you know, people could get smoke screen and believe like, oh, hey, this person's really about that. No, you just got new wave hustled. That's all that is. Straight new wave hustled. And, you know, like I said, there are new versions of what you see on your screen right now. but they just changed the tone. So, sometimes, you got to gangster stuff up, right? You just got to gangster it up. So let's bang on philosophy. Family, and I'm just saying, ladies, it's fitting to be a certain way in certain places, but keep that with the women. Like this. Shout out to the strong-built women out there. Shout out to the sturdy sisters out there. Shout out to y'all. Y'all can go out there and swing a chick across the room and give her that drop kick to the crotch. Shout out to the sturdy women, Sturdy women need love too. Yeah. Man. Oh, Lord. Lord. We had to go there tonight, Sometimes things is just necessary. Okay, is this what I'm looking for? No, it ain't. Bear with me 1 second. I'm looking for something. I know it's in here somewhere. Where you at? I'm y'all's mama. Now, did y'all see the thing that recently happened with Michael Irvin? And Michael Irvin had a situation at the Marriott, I guess. So I guess he was dealing with the Marriott, and things didn't really work out too kosher. And he ended up doing the crying thing. I really wish people would stop doing that. It was racist to me. Cut that out. Because trust me, they don't give a damn about your crying. Matter of fact, some of them are probably getting off on it. You got to know the devil you're dealing with. Which obviously some people don't understand that because they feel they have more time to fight black folks. But that's a time and conversation for another day. But never miss that. Like I say, never miss the people that can always bypass talking about white supremacy for the first black person that they could talk to as an excuse not to address it. Never miss that. Because somebody could say, oh, well, that's strategic. Or maybe kind of comes off as strategic. Or could possibly maybe. You never know, because other people have certain oaths and allegiances that they need to keep. I mean, when you have to keep them oaths. Oh, my Lord. Let me stop. I'm looking for this video. Where the hell is it? Hell is this video? Wait a minute. This is supposed to have downloaded. Where is it? Oh, I might have to just share the screen. Okay. But real quick, as we honor women this month, this is Women's Month. right? It's National Women's Month. And at the White House today, they gave out an award for the world's, or the president's, President's Woman's Courage Award. So, an award that is given out to women for their outstanding courage, right? So that is what happened today. So, salute to all of you natural born women out there, because today ain't your day. It's real Women's Day. I'm just saying.
QI plus community in Argentina. After women were barred from schools in Afghanistan.
How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? So here's another women's event. Oh, but what it is, because it's an award. This is the White House. But there ain't no agenda here. Wait, what agenda? Okay. This is Jill Biden, a natural, biological born woman, giving a woman's award away to a biologically born male.
In Argentina, Alba Ruada is a transgender woman who was kicked out of classrooms, barred for sitting for exams, refused job opportunities, and injected by her family. But in the face of these challenges, she worked to end violence and discrimination against the LGBTQI plus community in Argentina. After women were barred from schools in Afghanistan.
In Argentina. What? In Argentina? Huh? Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Damn it, man. Yikes. Let's get this other thing in here. Come on now. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Ah, boy, this whole thing about these people, and we're gonna have to get to this group, because I've just been alerted that there's a whole thing going on over on Twitter right now. There's your Women's Alliance right there. Project Leroy. I'm telling you. Y'all better understand, man, there is an attack on sisters. There's a full-fledged attack on sisters. And the funny thing is, black women be co-signing the shit, but y'all got to remember, these non-black people are looking to replace black women. I think it was Neely Fuller that said they're trying to replace the black woman vagina with the white male anus. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that it's to kind of have your eye on. But again, like I was talking about in Selma, they had this march. to commemorate 58 years since John Lewis got his ass beat bloody on that bridge in Selma. They out there, ain't there? Jesse Jackson just looking half dead as can be. You know, just weekend at Bernie's. Let's take a look at this situation up here, though. This is what's going on. So they had a whole podium. I just want you to know that certain people that have to take oaths actually would have to get on point at a situation like this, by the way. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Again, conversation for another day.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no.
Prime example, though. I want to point something out. They doing all this hymn singing. What would be the modern 2.0 version of this? Maybe the pull up with a megaphone on a Saturday when the city officials are gone to where they are going and are not available to hear where you're at. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying there's a connection. I'm just saying, look at all the similarities. But you just have to look at it through a different lens. Because, like, I look at somebody who's young and, well, fairly young. But I look at somebody who is in that age range that, okay, they have done this and they got some understanding. Yeah. And everybody I know out there, you know, because, again, you know, I have 2 people that I know of that have been all in your areas, and you might have even served with people I know. Maybe. But, you know, that, again, like I said, neither here nor there. Pull-ups are for babies. No, but no. They have their place. They have their place when they are meant to be effective. Key word, when they are meant to be effective. But you can do something and not mean to be effective, but at least give all the participants the illusion of being effective. There's that. That happens often. See, the thing about it is when a person picks a pigeon, they know the type of pigeon they are. So they work that pigeon. It's old hustle. It's not new. It's not rocket science. But, you know, what do I know? I mean, like I'm not saying anybody's name. Wow. See, I look for certain things. I want y'all to know, Fred
Please welcome
Hampton wasn't
Reverend
no
William
rock star.
Barber II.
Oh, Jesus. William Barber, boy, you know he finna go turn on the Coonan. Can't wait to hear this. So I just want to, because I'm gonna kind of do some jumping, family. That's what we gonna end up doing. So we gonna do some jumping.
Today. You know, Mr. President, Pope Francis says that prayer is God calling us, and prayer is opening ourselves to be seized by God for the purposes of love and justice. Rabbi Heschel, when he came here to be with others, said he came to Selma to put legs on his prayers. And Harriet Tubman let us know that prayer is being clear that God is not dead.
Now, just with the tone and nature of how he's speaking, I just want to cut away and see if there's any similarity.
Tribe 5. Peace to the rundown, boys. Peace to my ancestors. To the cosplaying chair. Due to your consistent, condescending, disrespectful behavior on social media, we as Black Americans are demanding and commanding you to step down and step aside, effective immediately.
Huh. Sound like a younger version, huh?
Today, and just say with me, gracious God, in this moment of history, seize us, grab us, call us.
See, sometimes when you've been around a little while, you tend to pick up things and say, oh, well, that's a little familiar. Huh. Interesting. Ain't that interesting? Kind of the same tone. And like Torian Rain, I feel nothing. When did Black people worship the Pope? When did Jewish people let Blacks in their synagogues? Like father, like son. Woo! I'm just, when you see certain things, I'm just like, But so here's a younger preacher. Because this is a preacher. Well, these niggas don't know shit, do they? Oh, man, yeah, he be talking about us. I'm trying to warn you, stupid asses. Trying to give you all the hints. Like father, like son, Moroccan moles. Because where you see a Moroccan mole, usually you can find secret squirrel nearby. Or an Eastern Star.
That we might be used in the work of justice,
One drop of blood
in the work of righteousness. Seize us with your power. Help us to stand.
Jesus, I can only take so much of this nigga.
And I especially thank our own Congresswoman Terry Sewell for her persistent, full court press.
Now, let me ask you something. What's the difference in old niggas like this who are there put in place to once again detour the black agenda than young niggas, tribe, who only come out to disrupt the movement? Are you seeing a connection? Whew.
To gain for her district and especially her hometown, Selma, that which we need for our recovery. Mr. President, we needed that 100% reimbursement, and you signed it. Thank you. Selmians, Lord Selma, be assured that President Biden and I have discussed Selma. I have shared with him our vision, direction, opportunities, and our needs. He listened, and the path forward is clear. Selma has struggled and had to endure a lot. We continue to struggle, but know, despite all of our struggles, despite the Battle of Selma, despite the dismantling of Reconstruction, despite Jim Crow, despite Bloody Sunday, despite being perpetually pushed and punished for our communities and contributions to the human rights movement, despite Hurricane Zeta, which just 2 years ago ripped through Selma.
Yes. Okay. Got that. Family, I got to do something real quick. And this is something that's never been done on this broadcast before, but we got to do it today. I just got to take a quick peek in something. Y'all want to go in to see, let me set this up. See, because we got to set this up properly. We got to set this up properly. And yeah, so y'all know. Yeah, let's just get this right.
You come from a bloodline of tethers. I come from a bloodline of feathers. We are not the same. So, in the words of my great big mama, and to my fellow historian that comes out of 757, get your ass up and K your ass. Now, lineage-based reparations, it is what it is. Meet me about a Tesla, we could talk. Lineage-based.
Interesting thing. He's responding to a woman. Meet me by the Tesla, we could talk. Because all I hear is a woman's voice. Boo, boo, boo. But I see y'all up in here, and this is a funny scene that I'm looking at right here. I see an unfortunate set of circumstances on Twitter. He's getting booed, and he's well as he should be. But I just can't help but look at the destruction and disaster that these people have brought. So let me just dig into something real quick. Because y'all don't understand.
In that space, you're using a straw man argument. Now we can go back and listen to the space. We can go back and listen to the
Shout out Afro Elite.
I never said, Marcel, you need to condemn KD nor Sonny. I never told you that. I never said that one time. We can go back and listen to the recorded space. I didn't say that. I said, Marcel, you, based off of what you said, based off of the fact that you said that if they are defending off-code behavior, that makes them off-code. So I said, okay, Marcel, are you going to keep that same standard for certain individuals that you like? And I was using several examples. That's what really happened. And all of that stuff is recorded in the space. All of that, oh, Marcel, you need to condemn them. That was never stated. And we can go back in this space and we can replay the thing again, and you will find that I never told you, I never tried to make you condemn anybody. So the fact that you're bringing that up, we're arguing on two completely different things. Okay.
And I, to that part, I can honestly say I am very certain that has happened. Because again, people have friendships and relationships out here, and it makes sense. But one thing I want you all to understand, all of this came by way of this.
Y'all, we're going to keep this high level to the best of our ability. But I do feel there's obviously some tension here that does need to come out. And hopefully, if I can facilitate it, I will try. Now, y'all know I am not the most level-headed person, but I'm going to give it my best today.
Shout out, Marcel.
Shout out, you got it. Oh, ain't no tension, Marcel. I've been looking for him. I've been looking. I found him. I can't believe I ran by him. Boy, there you go. How you doing, bro? This bitch ass. Shut up. No. Please talk to me with no insult. I'm trying to.
And see, that's my point. This is what you want in this movement. This is what you cannot keep co-signing bullshit. We can't keep doing that. We're going to have to start getting correct, especially when we have company that puts everybody else in jeopardy. Jeopardy. And it's just, you said Marcel fled. I don't know what that means. Marcel likes them people. I get it. I hope it doesn't, like I said, these people are an albatross. Around the neck. Now, mind you, considering how they are getting checked for supporting and getting up there, because all of this is behind them supporting the off-code behavior that you just saw. Why would you waste 75 seconds, according to Black Voltron? Facts. Now, here is the opposition, to which didn't get much attention from Secure the Idiot. So let's play a little bit of this.
To stop. At the same time, this commission has talked about repealing equal protection laws in California and given cash grants to people to buy homes or to support businesses. And that's a 14th Amendment issue. You'd have to repeal the 14th Amendment first, and that's so much for Black folks, for folks of all races, religious minorities. Gay people can get married because of the 14th Amendment. That's standing in your way. I'm sorry. If you want to hand out money like that. So what I'm saying is either you do it in a race-neutral way, fixing schools, fixing eminent domain, or you listen to the people here, you just hand out money, you get your ass handed to you in court, and it sets everything back, and it shows just how ridiculous and shameful that whole endeavor is. That's all I got. Thank you.
How shameful reparations is, which reparations is not a new claim known to the country of America. But, so he gonna go cry on the stand. It's just so upset. Man. But family, the ignorant Negro babble was not necessarily the topic of my attention. No. Matter of fact, here's one. Because, see, again, they seem to think that they should take all of the heat and attention, because that's what they're about. So they want all the attention for being absolutely grade A, class A idiots. But nonetheless, there was another one that called up. And we have Broke Hogan. One that we call Broke Hogan here on this broadcast. He actually called up, and some of y'all might have listen to him and in the past and say, well, he says some good things. Well, let's break down what he actually says.
President and co-founder of the United Sons and Daughters of Freedom. Yesterday marked the day in 1865 that the federal government created the Freedmen's Bureau and the Freedmen's Bank. And so it is apropos that today we recommend the same for California. The purpose of establishing the Freedmen's Bureau for newly emancipated persons was to protect the formerly enslaved from the badges, incidents, and consequences of slavery. Making the case for establishing the Freedmen's Bureau, Charles Sumner, former Massachusetts senator, citing the Commission of Freedmen, later called the American Freedmen's Inquiry Commission, in his report quoted, quote, "We need a Freedmen's Bureau not because these people are Negroes, but because they are men who have been for generations despoiled their rights." Sumner also laid out the intent of the proposed Bureau and what he called main features, quote, "It provides exclusively for freedmen, meaning thereby such persons as were once slaves, without undertaking to embrace persons generally of African descent," end quote. Sumner was clear on who such an agency should be created for. California has echoed that sentiment in its vote to distribute reparations based on one's lineage as opposed to a broad and equally ambiguous race standard.
Now, that all sounds fine and dandy. But this next part that he's about to mention, I need to hear somebody explain it.
Unfortunately, Reconstruction was overturned and every promise to the freedmen broken, hampering upward social and economic mobility. It is only fitting that California establishes an Office of Freedmen Affairs to govern and regulate the lawful measures created by this.
So you want something that had all the protections and provisions stripped from it, reinstated without the provisions, because he does not mention protections and provisions. He says it was overturned. So how do you reinstate something that's overturned? Does that make sense to anyone, family?
Office of Freedmen Affairs to govern and regulate the lawful measures created by this august body. Peace, I yield the rest of my.
Go again.
It is only fitting that California, hampering upward social and economic mobility. It is only fitting that California establishes an
let's get back, my bad.
Broad and equally ambiguous race standard. Unfortunately, Reconstruction was overturned and every promise to the freedmen broken, hampering upward social and economic mobility. It is only fitting that California establishes an Office of Freedmen Affairs to govern and regulate the lawful measures created by this august body. Peace, I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you.
So if someone can explain to me the provisions that would actually put protection in place, I would love to hear that. But he wasn't the main one. And I don't want to play all the negative ones. So I want to play one of our solid ones. So let's see, where is that at? Get this sister off up in here. There she go. There she go. I don't know if you're watching right now. I believe this is somebody that's subscribed to this channel. But shout out to this sister. If I know you, shout out to you. And if I don't, shout out to you, sis. Again, I do believe this is one of the subscribers here. So if I'm not certain, please forgive me.
My name indicates rising from the fire and ashes of destruction to give birth to a new life. Reparations is American freedmen's rebirth and renewal, known amongst our communities as Reconstruction 2.0. For those that are confused, descendants of American are those that descend from a great lineage of people of formerly enslaved that intellectually and built this country with our intellect and free labor. We are owed a debt by this beautiful state of California for the harms it did for freedmen seeking refuge here and its descendants. And we also are owed a debt from the United States of America. Now, regarding our most valuable reimagined legacy institution known as the Freedmen's Bureau, the suggestion was to have it serve as an advisory organization by Ms. Grills. Let me be very clear. Ms. Grills or anyone seeking to parcel out our repair to be distributed to nonprofits and NGOs is looking to grift and steal from us. Just as the communication firms that Ms. Grills was in charge of, that didn't go over well, did it? Where are the results from the communication firms? Why isn't there an American freedman or African American lining up outside of these halls? Didn't go over well. So why would we ever take a suggestion from you or anyone else to suggest that we cannot cover our own repair? So
I'm
let
so
me end by
sorry.
saying
Your
this.
your time is up. I'm so
Dear
very
task
sorry.
force members,
I'm
Freedmen's
so
Bureau
sorry.
Administration
Your
body, we
time
will
is up.
elect and we will support all the
Chair
members we
Brown?
want for
Mhm.
our reparations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out.
Lord. Lord. And again, some people have issues with freedmen, you know, and the freedmen, and yes, that is a designation with a lot of holes in it. And like the brother said, it has been overturned. So there's so many questions about the validity of freedmen at this time. And then again, there's also questions about the protections. And if the same thing is down the pike that has already previously happened, then that going backwards to repeat a failure makes no sense. So let's move in the future, family. That's my thinking. I know a lot of people don't think like that, but that is my thinking. Cynthia Newman in the house. So let's play dude's other part. Well, no. Let me play another good one. I believe this is another solid one. So let me play this. Bruh 45 said, yeah, that's your suspect. Let's check this out.
And I have two likely imperfect points, but my intention is to contribute in the spirit of help, healing, accessibility, and productivity. The first is that we shouldn't be paying taxes. Our ancestors were violently forced from West Africa to build this economy for free for over 200 years and then terrorized for 100 more and counting. Our taxes have been paid, and we are still owed a significant debt. California should immediately suspend tax collection for Black people, especially considering how the state continues to oppress Black people using tax money through policing and debt collection. We shouldn't be paying for that. Suspending taxes for Black people in Cali won't break the budget since Black people are audited and harassed by the IRS at disproportionately high rates, stripping more wealth. This is an actual beginning for the path that America needs to take to begin to repay its debts. The second request I have is for public talking points and in general for this process to be made much more accessible. Please give us talking points, maybe 5 max, that synthesize the priority points of why reparations are needed in a simple, digestible way, easy enough to talk to with children. Examples might be that there's precedent for reparations, like for example, when the US paid victims of Japanese internment. Another might be bullet points for the proposed options and rationale for reparations eligibility. These are just examples and could be a great way to engage the public as has been spoken about as needed. So please help us help you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out today.
Something I want you to pay attention to, though. Something I want you to look at. Look at this Black woman. And I'm gonna turn the sound off because I don't want you to get distracted. The Black woman the two Black women behind this woman. But see that woman right there with the dark glasses? That's the woman you see in the thumbnail. Just notice the positioning. Yeah, just read these two women's body language. Because this woman right here in the white, she was clapping for that white dude. I don't know if y'all caught that, but she was clapping for that white dude. But let me go ahead and just play a little bit of this. How Tia to you said, how many people there actually qualify? Now watch that sister in the black leather jacket and the woman in the white. When you have handlers in the building, you got to know what to look for. Just saying. So these people look like, they don't necessarily have any kind of connection with this person here. They just look like, just waiting for you to get done, right? Just, can't help but notice, okay, this, okay, we weren't expecting you or whatever. All right. Now, is Cynthia Newman's your daughter? Oh, that was your daughter speaking. What? Say what? That's dope. Okay, so here's yep. Now, I'm sure everybody has already stuck on well, shout out to your daughter. Yeah, shout out to you, Blueberry Muffins. Shout out to you. I didn't even realize that your daughter was down there. Shout out to her and shout out to you. Salute to both y'all. Now, here's the other video. I'm saying, but check out the women behind him.
Lineage-based reparations for sure. And definitely this Freedmen Bank and Bureau. Peace to the tribe, peace to my ancestors. Lineage-based reparations for sure.
Now, I just can't help but notice this woman is completely paying attention to what he is saying. Now, notice to what she actually does, though. Look at the woman in the white. Look at that woman in the white. Pay attention to what's going on here. Also, look at this brother right here in the back.
Peace to the tribe.
Shout
Peace
out
to my
Black
ancestors.
Wait.
Lineage-based reparations for sure. And definitely this Freedmen Bank and Bureau and this whole movement that they have going on, we just don't believe it. They stole money from Black Americans before, and they'll steal money from Black Americans again. And honestly, some of the representatives out here, I know the advertisement is not going too well with you all because we don't hear nothing from you all. But
what the hell is he talking about? And why on earth do you think this is saying something? I played what other people sound like when they're actually presenting something. What the hell is he talking about? You see her? Can't help but notice that. Voltron's face like, nigga, what? For real? Like, what are you talking about? But I'm just saying, man, these things I can't help but notice in the room. Like, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Oh, you know what's funny? Is him, the other dude that said if they don't give us reparations, basically it's going to be war. And then his running mate, which also has spoke looking like a weirdo before. And now they're running mates, running for president and vice president. They were also there. And matter of fact, they're there with him. And Cookie Lions. But, it's funny that they're all there together. Oddly enough. I guess some people might call it coincidence. I remember back when the October 15th rally, when the rally for reparations was initially going to be on October 15th. Things was going funky with that. And then out of nowhere, this other rally happens. Funny that Brooke Hogan was part of that. Now, the first thing that this person does is mention, well, he takes a stab at Marcel, but he also makes mention of Brooke Hogan, giving Brooke Hogan a platform in this arena. You always remember what I say about good cop, bad cop? Because why would he go out of his way to make Naheem a factor? How does that make sense? I mean, maybe I'm just overthinking things.
As far as Freeman goes, ones like Marcel Dixon, or actually his name's Dixon Marcel from now on, because he
All right, so for the reparations movement, we have homophobic slurs or comments or disses in a public forum talking about reparations. And nobody can see what's wrong with that. It's like when the people that were out there in Virginia with guns and rifles talking about Black Lives Matter 757. We're out here for reparations, and they're going to give us our reparations because we out here with guns, and if they don't give us our money, we going to start. You already know how they going. Now, just can't help but notice the same kind of moving on over and throwing things into the mix. Just can't help but notice. And then he has the new shirt with a fist and a feather, because he's not from a tether. He's from a feather. How fitting, because birds of a feather flock together. So, meaning his shirt is very fitting for why you guys are getting ridiculed. Birds of a feather flock together. So we could automatically consume or assume that, or guess, or see and recognize the fact that you're not condemning this type of off-code behavior in a public forum. That doesn't strike you as something to do. So I have to say, yikes.
Betrayed his people, and he's in Chicago promoting white candidates.
Okay, number one, Marcel was not in Chicago. So, and again, was Marcel even part of this proceeding? You wasted time talking about a person who has had zero involvement versus talking about the business of reparations, but yet and still none of you can see what's wrong. Well, no, because he went out there and this is why everybody should not be talking. This is exactly why, if you're rationalizing this dumb shit making sense, family, I just need you to know, if you think there is something you could say to me while you believe in this shit makes sense, there ain't no clown on me that you could do that's worthy of any attention. You're an idiot. So much of an idiot, it's almost sad. You believe this makes sense. Man, there's rooms I've walked in that wouldn't even let you in the gate. No wonder. But it makes sense, because the way y'all speak, it speaks of the lack of understanding and maturity and experience. So all of this is brand new to you. Y'all need to stop talking like veterans. Y'all are not. You just cracked your egg yesterday. And you believe that you can sit up. I mean, do you realize the dude said, this is how stupid these idiots are. Hey, look at his YouTube channel. He says he has 30 plus experience. 30 plus experience. Of course I do. YouTube's been around since 2007. Explain to me how you could get a history of 30 years from YouTube. before the internet was even booming like that, you somehow figured, yeah, I'm gonna see it on his YouTube channel. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. These people are painfully stupid. DJ Saguan, what's going on, brother? What is going on? These people are absolutely incredibly stupid. And y'all co-sign this dumb shit. I don't have to argue with none of y'all. The hell are you talking about? When you say my name. Right, because you needed to stop this shit. But since you won't and you condone it, all right. Got it. Carry on.
Over Black American candidates, and he's online trolling, and he's talking, all types of mess about people. So, forget him. He's a traitor. Now,
And the tribe that you with went out of their way to go research all my pictures and look at him and all of this. And by the way, they all pictures that I can pull your mama on. He looked like an old pimp. Maybe I was sending your mama. Because one thing that is definitely true is that y'all way too game goofy to ever recognize any game because it ain't in you. Captain Save a hoe ass niggas. Oh, look, he getting clowned by this woman. Look at him, you bitch made niggas. At least get a win for yourself. Stop jocking the broad. Like, I give a damn about what the hell the sturdy broad talking about? No, y'all keep that though. Y'all hold that. Y'all hold that. Boy, that broad been done broke y'all niggas back.
as far as Naheem, this guy goes by the name of Lord Abba. He was telling black people, he was promoting to Black Americans to get the jab, basically just sending a curse on everybody. And I don't know.
I mean, if you had, this is your representative of a business deal. And this dude, just imagine somebody is like, you got potential to get a big contract and make some money. Is this the knucklehead you want talking for you? So I want you to go in there and talk dollars and say, so yeah, man, the one dude over here and then the one dude over there and then these people here and these people. Oh, man, you talk about brutal. Jesus. And so I call them Dicks in Marcel. In over-liberal California, in Sacramento, not far from the Bay, the home of Harvey Milk. They named a street after him up here. But that's what you went with. So the reparations movement, again, what do they always say about this is a cult? But let me also point something out to you, family. Do y'all understand Foundational Black Americans hate group and cult comes from them? And they ain't affiliated with no one but themselves. But everyone else blames Foundational Black American for these idiots. This is your cult. Not a Tariq Nasheed, not a Jason Black, not myself or others. This. The ones that can't sit up here and muster up a word against foolishness like this. That's your cult. Because they won't speak against their leader. Because they don't have a code. Just like one of their leaders just said. And you can see they don't. Because what part of the code is this? This fighting for reparations?
What that guy's talking about. I really don't know what he's talking about. No one should be listening to him, and he represents the Freedmen Party.
Nigga,
on everybody, and I don't know what that guy's talking about. I really don't know what he's talking about. No one should be listening to him, and he represents the Freedmen Party. So, and if you think the grassroots are playing about the Freedmen movement, ask Gabriel Pamonte in Chicago. So thank you, Chicago, and peace to the tribe.
Sir, thank you. All right, next speaker.
Gabe Piemonte was a non-factor in the first place, jackasses. That's why, for everybody who was asking, man, you ain't gonna say nothing about this Gabe, man, Gabe, huh? What, the white boy in Chicago? Why you asking me about him? Man, man. He's a white boy in Chicago. Man, huh? There's 12 other black folks running. You think that the city of Chicago is going to listen to Marcel endorse some dude in their neck of the woods to where they deal with? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Man, Twitter don't dictate the votes. Twitter can help you market to get votes. But Twitter Space is not going to be the goddamn answer, man. Come on. Come on. We got to be more adults about this thing here. Gabriel Piemonte, you got to be out your mind. I ain't wasting no energy talking about that whack dude. I mean, who's voting for him? They gonna vote for Alderman Fred. They gonna vote for a person in a grave before they vote for that white boy over there. What's wrong with y'all? He is not with the black shit and anything. No, if you want to sell them type of Chicagoans a white man, you got to give them a Joe Biden. Ain't give them no, hey, what's up with my black shit? And I got a black wife, y'all. Y'all understand? See, I'm a descendant of free men too. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? Shit, hell out of here. Y'all should have tuned that shit out right. You ain't gonna say nothing? Hell no. And how did he lose? Miserably. Why were y'all giving him so much press? He would have failed even worse than that. But y'all kept his name up. Man, let me see what this white boy talking about. Man, if y'all don't cut that stupid shit out, please don't bother me with dumb shit. Be like, why ain't you saying nothing? Maybe that is a statement. I should not ever have to say, like, I got the eyes and ears. I'm seeing the same shit you seeing. Y'all ain't got to hit me. Like, man, you gonna say something? Why? Y'all need to get out of that habit. What goes on in your mind, you believe and perceive someone else should be acting in the midst of. No. I didn't get to where I got, and I don't have the accomplishments that I have by listening to a bunch of other ideas when I'm in the midst of executing my own. You understand what I'm saying? But that's coming from experience. So I understand when I hear a person that is not speaking from experience, and it is. It's, I guess you could say, it's more of an annoyance. And then, it's funny, like people think being annoying is actually like getting under somebody's skin. It's like, no. Now I just know, given the right opportunity, I would completely lock you out. That's not an emotional decision. I would make sure that you never had any kind of proximity to anything I got cooking. Thanks for letting me know what you are. Now, by the way, this is the one that I really wanted to get to. I really wanted to get to this particular video because I know the dum-dums thought that this would be about them, but it's not. Because family, we have to talk about the mother and the grandmother of some of these folks. And, like I said, some of these people still hold high-ranking positions in certain organizations that certain sturdy-built people might be attached to. And so they are the ones that send out the orders. So although you hear, just be mindful, a lot of all of that vibrato with somebody else that's black ain't going out to them folks that's white. And let's just look at this way. You know them for supposedly being xenophobic. Majority of their last year was not framed around going at immigrants. Actually, they made targets out of Black empowerment voices. Like I said, maybe it's just me and I'm overthinking it. But I just know certain connections. And at the end of the day, you have to remember who holds rank in some of these organizations. When you wonder, like, well, why isn't this woman calling that off?
African American, that all Black people from Africa should be paid with this reparation.
So let me stop right there, because you know what we can do is we could say, we get the language and we could say delineate. But you know what you have to do to make yourself respectable or trusted? You have to go do something. Let me go jump on this Mason, Tennessee. Shout out to Queen Amadai Shakur. She's the one who broke that story. Tariq Nasheed actually signal boosted it. And then that sister went down there and made it her mission, coincidentally enough. But no, it wasn't her that broke it. And she wasn't the first, no. But she is the one that did go do the groundwork. Because like I said, this was the way in. I mean, I'm just saying in theory, you know, when people have, they have to set up their, what they call it? To set up their backstory, set up their identification, set up their, like being undercover. You know what I mean? So they come to you and they say, well, hey, you know, I'm with this. Watch, we're going to get this. Now, y'all get with me. And then I just can't help it. There's another one that's always in the midst. It's getting everybody's personal information. Be mindful of the group of folks that come to you, because doxing isn't a Black thing. Doxing is a white supremacy thing. How all of a sudden has doxing Black folks became a trend on Twitter? Black Twitter at that. Again, never mind. You know, I mean, like I'm saying, what do I know? All I know is from one young, sturdy built one to an old one. Sometimes they just don't change because you have to take those orders when you take oaths.
That being an African American, that all Black people from Africa should be paid with this reparation. We were not asked to be brought over here. Our ancestors were stolen and brought to this country and treated inhumane from the very beginning. And we are still being treated that way. The beginning of this year in January, a young brother in Tennessee was killed. By who? The police officers that's supposed to be protecting us. We have no protection in this country. We never have had.
Now, did you notice what just happened there? She didn't throw white supremacy under the bus. And the only negative thing she could say about police was about Tyree Nichols, which of course we understand the police in that case are Black. Y'all peeping this? I mean, hey man, maybe I'm overreaching and overthinking it. I don't know. Not that I tend to do that. But I'm just saying, if you have one young sturdy built one, maybe an old sturdy built one might be given the cues. And never miss this light-skinned woman back here in the back, who seemed to subsequently know what the last brother was going to say. But I mean, again, maybe I'm just overreaching. I don't know. We're just looking at it.
Any protection in this country. We have to protect ourselves. And we need to come together as a people.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? We can stop all this stuff.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
But we got to unite. Okay?
That's right.
And not just Black people, but all people of color, because
Like I said, it all started with a bunch of beef against immigrants. And that died after a couple of months. And every other beef since has been with somebody pushing for reparations specifically for foundational Black Americans. But nonetheless, we have all of these people who say they're about delineation and the code and reparations, but all they ever choose to fight are other reparationists. And then when they have their time in front of the mic, they don't mention reparations. Whoops.
All people of color are oppressed in this country.
So let me explain you how this works. You have some. Look at this light-skinned woman right here that also looked like she was knowing what the last brother was going to say. I mean, again, maybe she is inspired, and all of this is just a random coincidence, right?
We don't them. We raised them. We built this.
Allow her to give her.
Now, she getting plenty of time.
This country.
Now, if you're not catching something here, who is she facing? Who is she facing? She's not facing the chair and the board. She's facing the people to chastise the people, just like other groups on Twitter. I mean, it's just amazing coincidence, isn't it? Man, imagine that. We need to be looking out for all people. What better way to sabotage lineage-based reparations other than to fix yourself in a group that screams delineation but never fights white supremacy? We're going to school tonight. And I hope you guys have enjoyed
because
this.
all people of color are oppressed in this country. And we don't need them.
Watch out for them traitors amongst you.
We raised them. We built this.
Allow her to give her public comment, please.
The things that are happening to us to go on and on, decade after decade. And if you have a problem with paying us, this is how you should pay us. You should pay us with land, because the land belonged to us.
Okay, are you listening to what you're hearing? You are hearing consistent pivots, like other groups on Twitter. See, this is my point. Watch for the pivot and always pay attention to the people who refuse to stay on white supremacy's necks. These people only have smoke for Black folks, never white supremacy. I have no respect for none of that. All that is absolute cap and trash to me. Because until you want to step in the forefront of this real fight, which is calling out white supremacy, not other Black folks you don't like every damn day. When he said my name, all y'all. Because all y'all ain't about nothing if you ain't about tackling white supremacy. Kiss my ass. Y'all up here talking about each other. Why wouldn't you hear? You sound like some bitches. Worrying about where another person's whereabouts is. Worry about conquering and toppling white supremacy. Shut the fuck up. Weirdos.
Okay? And if you think you can't pay us with cash, Okay, we lived in this country for over 400 years. We worked free.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
What we've done with what other people, all people of color, they ain't part of that 400 years. So why would you be including it? She didn't even see what she did was opened up the door under a false pretense and then goes back into talking about our plight. Y'all got to keep watching these people. And her time was up 30 seconds ago. Absolutely, David Boyd. Facts. Notice how they didn't cut her off. And notice, look at the phones in the back. Now, at least this sister up here looks perturbed. I'll give her that. What's this white man doing here? What's that white man doing in there? And see that white woman back there? Now, I can see the other dude. He's the white man in the back. He's obviously working camera. But what's that white woman doing? And what's this white man sitting next to the black man doing? What's going on here? And why are you concerned about our reparations claim? Because as far as I know, he didn't speak. I shouldn't even, well, why am I seeing white folks in here? Like, why are you concerned about what's going on with us? We don't have other groups where other people talk on our affair, we talk on their affairs. Here's a Chinese board. Here's a board for Japanese. Well, yeah, man, I need to come over here. See, my name is Tyrone Jenkins, and I am from this neighborhood. And see, I feel this way about the Japanese folks. And look here. I don't like the rice. I don't like the smell of fish cooking. And I don't like the smell of soy in my neighborhood. And so, ain't nobody going for that shit. But I mean, you got these folks allowed to speak all up in our places.
Okay,
thank you very much. We need thank you very much for coming out today.
We just got to cut her off. I'm just gonna be all over the place. But when it comes down time for these groups and these organizations that people are doing, you're going to be taking orders from her. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. So, always remember that some of these people be attached to different things. So you wonder why they're doing something because they're not absolutely independent. And anyone that tells you that they have taken an oath, that's something they have to deal with. Some people are never really out. You understand what I'm saying? She effed up soon as she said people of color. You already know. But see, that was the point. She was there to put that in. And so you have 2 days of this dude who represents that particular Twitter group and didn't mention reparations at all. He went there the first day, insults the chair, goes the second day, insults a congressional candidate, mentions another candidate. I mean, this guy's all over the place. Where did you hear reparations in 2 days of him talking? Where did you hear him break down the system of reparations? What reparations looks like to him? We already know the atrocities done to us. What does the repair to your neighborhood and to your people and for your ancestors look like? This is the time to talk that shit. Not get up there, but man, Marcel been a traitor, and I call him Dixie Marcel. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that Marcel, he just, kind of having selective outrage. And literally, this brother is coming to y'all's defense. And y'all threw him under the bus just that quick. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. So all I got to say is for all of you COINTELPRO infiltrators over there hollering loud but saying nothing, keep trolling because that'll get you far. But at the end of the day, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. and let us rise. Can you dig it? It is time to leave certain things behind and in the past and in the rear view mirror. And, what are we looking at here? Oh, this is really getting interesting over here. So, for those of you who are night owls and wish to continue this saga, y'all can go tune in to Twitter after this. But I'm telling you, if you want to hear a bunch of lying and I mean, you might hear some people give some good points and try to get some good points in, but you're talking to a group that has no voice of reason. And they are a consuming group and a consuming fire of everlasting, endless confusion. So always know what you are getting involved in when you want to get involved with that. The last person of that group that I thought actually had legitimate sense forfeited that and instead went another route. So they absolutely have no value as far as I can see. So if anybody were to ask me if any opportunities should be afforded any of them, my answer would be no. No, they absolutely should be blacklisted. Just me speaking, though. I mean, because I'm nobody. So being a nobody means that I don't have being somebody power to do something like that. So if anything, ever happens like that, y'all know it wasn't me because I's a nobody. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can also email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you like or hate this broadcast platform, you can also support it, regardless if you like or hate it. Because even if you hate it and still are addicted to it, you should still support what you need. So, because again, there's a lot of people out there with habits that they still have to support. This also being one of them. So you could do so by dropping a little donation in the bucket at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. That is CashApp, $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal at Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLA MUZAK at PayPal. And of course, we have super thanks and shout out for y'all that gave the super chats. Much appreciative to all of you. Thank you so much. And thank all of y'all for hanging out with us this evening and having this conversation. I'm sure that there will be a lot of whining and crying because I have a lot of hate watchers out there. And a lot of them are part of that group. You know, we're going to... The Backpack Society. Y'all, the Backpack Society. For real. We're going to pat ourselves on the back, man. We did it, baby. Never forget, mamas, don't let your babies grow up to fall into the pitfalls of Cloutopia. Because, you know, Cloutopia has been very evident to be a problem. And some of these people, you know, in some cases, large groups provide a place for people who aren't normally interesting to most people. And when that space or the space provides same said person with the mic, they can easily fall into the pitfalls of Cloutopia, where anyone who is a great overtalker while being a bad listener can be passed off as wise, because the spirit of wisdom clearly took a pass on all of them. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the Backpack Society, where you pat yourselves on the back and you give yourselves all the kudos and congratulations that you need, because you don't really need anything else but clout. So with that being said, be on the lookout for other videos. Hit that notification bell, hit the word all so you can be notified anytime a video is uploaded or this channel goes live. And shout out to my new members, Cult-Like Personality. And we just have a new member tonight. Where's my new member at? I see Key Prince in the house. Blueberry Muffin. Blueberry Muffin. And Blueberry Muffin, the newest B1 warrior in the house. Yes, indeed. So shout out to all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this broadcast. I appreciate every last one of y'all. So you know how we do. We about to get up out of here. Oh, Lord. Y'all could go ahead and, like I said, if y'all want to hear the entertainment of the evening, besides this, probably more going on. They probably going to be going for a while tonight. I imagine this space going to be one of them that you going to wake up in the morning and they still going. Because, nothing keeps people's attention like arguing. Ain't that something? Damn shame, but ain't that something? So, I mean, hell, I expect that all of the Backpack Society would be spending all of their waking, burning the candles at both ends, because, they cannot sleep where there is chaos available for them to participate in. So, again, shout out to all of y'all. And for all of you who would prefer to not have any interaction with the chaos or just blatant liars, stay tuned to this channel and stay tuned to the New Black Media, the Grassroots, and we will sift and separate the tares from the wheat. This is the wheat, and they have secured the tare. Keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready to knock out the brains of all of those lies. Because we definitely know not all the time Satan comes in a certain appearance. Sometimes he comes as a sturdy built woman. With that, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.